Hi, good morning, Tom. My
Good
name is
morning.
Susan Kasten, and I'm a member at Northaven Church, and we're waiting to hear from you. It's been too long since we've seen you in church. It's been far too long since many of your friends have talked to you face to face. So this is our chance. So good morning. How are you today?
Doing pretty well today.
Great, great. How long have you been a member of Northaven?
We first started attending in 76, the year we moved down, and I think we joined in 77.
Wow. So you've been there a long time. You've seen a lot of people come and go, a lot of trends come and go. And I'm glad that you've seen it all and can tell us all about it if you want. Oh my goodness. I mean, Dallas has a lot of churches, almost as many churches as gas stations, I think. And what drew you to Northaven when in 76 and joining in
Easier to
70?
find a progressive gas station than it is to find a progressive church. And, what drew us to Northaven? Verdon Smith, Verdon was pastor when we first started going there. And we just fell in love with him. We found it a very comfortable place. We tried some of the larger churches, and it just wasn't personal enough for us. We're small town people. And Northaven just fit. We felt comfortable there. We felt that we could make a contribution. And so we didn't spend long looking around. It was Northaven almost immediately.
Great. I've only been a member for 3 years, and the same was true for me. I came in and sat down and said, I'm home.
Good. That's the way we felt.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying these years later. All right. What do you feel most grateful for in your life? What's the one thing you could say, boy, I'm so grateful for this. This has made a difference.
Of course, family.
Family.
And the ability to read and teach poetry. Just so many things.
Okay. Well, I wanted to get around to having you talk about poetry because I know from my friends that you are very important in their lives and in their understanding of poetry and their writing of poetry. How did you get from, the sandbox to knowing you wanted to teach poetry?
I've always loved poetry. But being a teacher of English literature, I felt as I taught it, I had to read it more deeply. I had to understand it myself before I could pass it on to somebody else. And it was just a growing passion with me.
Well, I think that since Wednesday, poetry has been on the minds of all Americans as the young woman, 22 years old, stood up and read her poem at the inauguration. Did you watch that?
I certainly did. Wasn't that wonderful?
Did you want to put a poetry flag up or?
Well, I've wanted to do that ever since I can remember.
Okay. Well, maybe we should get together and work on creating such a flag. I was so proud of her and poetry itself. And then the reaction to it was just overwhelming.
Wasn't it?
And continues to be so. So I thought of you on Wednesday when I was hearing this poem, and I found tears in my eyes, and I thought, oh, I wonder if Tom is feeling this just like
Oh, I was.
Okay.
That was sweet of you to think that.
Okay. Well, that was a happy moment for me, for sure. Can you tell us about
for many things, for many reasons.
Yes. Can you tell us about one of your happiest moments in your life?
Well, the birth of my children, of course. I think, I don't know, every day in the classroom was something new and special and treasured, and just being able to try to pass an enthusiasm for literature, and including poetry, to try to get students involved in it, and reading aloud and finding the joy of reading aloud to other people. And it's just, I don't know, just been a marvelous experience. I never went to work a day in my life.
I wish my husband were here to talk to you. You'd have lots in common.
Really?
Yeah. I know that poetry is a passion for you. Do you have any other passions that have formed your life or have been important in your life?
Just about the ones I can talk about publicly, huh?
All right, moving on. I'm assuming that Zoom meetings aren't on your passion list, or are they? Zoom meeting on Zoom, is that on your passion list?
No, it is not.
No, it is not for me either. And yet I am so grateful I am meeting you today on Zoom.
I can't see you. The Zoom sign is in our way. My daughter can probably fix that. You can't.
No. Sorry. Sentence.
All right.
No.
There we go.
Okay. Electronics, we love them and we hate them.
Oh, I can't manage them at all.
That's okay. You don't need to. You're fine. You're fine.
At 5, I decided I didn't need to do it anymore.
I think that's probably very wise, and I'm going to be right after you, I'm pretty sure. All right. Are there any Bible scriptures or stories or poems that speak to you and you relate to, and how do they impact your life?
Well, all of the Psalms, of course. They're all poets.
Yes.
And of course, as everybody, I think, the 23rd Psalm is just pure magic.
Yes.
And
Who's your favorite poet?
my favorite poet? It depends upon what category we're talking about. For popular poetry, it would be Robert Frost, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I was delighted to meet him in person. He was a friend of the chairman of my department. And so he'd choose a couple of us each day to have lunch with Robert Frost. And to get to know him as a person was very disappointing. To get to know him as the figure he gave to the public, it was thrilling. I had very mixed feelings about Frost. He was very bigoted.
Oh, yeah.
And that part of him I liked not at all.
Mm-hmm.
But his genius, of course, was just amazing. So I guess it's good to be able to say good things about the work he produced, without having to say what I really think of him.
What is your favorite pastime? Something you enjoy doing so much.
Sleeping is my passion.
Not bad. Not a bad answer, I have to say. Sorry, I can't hear you quite.
I'm stuffed up this morning. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. That's why we have an editor.
Oh, good. Edit it all out.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
8.
You like eating?
Oh, I love eating. Yes.
Oh, really? Are you a cook as
Oh,
well?
heavens. No, I can't
You're an
boil water.
appreciator. Mm,
No, I depend upon other people for that.
great.
Absolutely incapable in the kitchen. I want to stay that way.
But you do just fine in the dining room, right?
Oh, I do beautifully there.
Kind of like Frost. One not so good and the other excellent.
All right.
Okay. Has your life been exactly what you thought it would be, or have different things happened to you that you never dreamed would happen?
I think we all have those.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very happy with my life.
Good.
I feel successful at teaching. I feel successful at getting people who had no interest in poetry whatsoever excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a joy.
That is the best answer I've heard in a long time about anything.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
It is.
Oh my gosh. We were talking about joy earlier, and you said being a teacher was joy, interacting with students was joy. When you're out of the classroom, do you find joy anywhere else?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I find it in nearly all my surroundings. Yes. And in the people I meet.
Wow. Thank you. That's a good answer too. I'm just imagining. Let's imagine that you came back to Northaven to visit in 20 years. How would you expect Northaven to change, or would it change at all?
It's a very progressive church, and I hope that won't change. I, feel that Scripture is meant to inspire, and it does. And much of Scripture is poetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true.
I hope Northaven doesn't change too much in 20 years. I like it just the way it is.
You're not expecting robots to be giving the sermon, or?
Exactly.
Okay.
It didn't take us long to latch on to Northaven. When we first moved down here, we were looking for a home church.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried some of the bigger churches and some of the smaller churches. Nothing really rang a bell with us.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute we stepped into Northaven, we felt we were home. People were kind and receptive and welcoming, and it was just a joy.
Well, you chose the right church, and so did I. So we have that in common, I think.
I think many people do.
How would you describe your spiritual journey?
I think we all grow more spiritual by the day. Particularly as we absorb the wonder that is around us in nature, in friends, in family. Those are the great joys. Meeting new people is a joy. Treasuring old friends is a joy. I don't know. It's not difficult to find joy if you just kind of look for it.
Oh yeah, right. Maybe not only look but also absorb.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Well, we're running out of time here, but I have one more question if you don't mind answering it. How would you like to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered as honest, enthusiastic, a good teacher, a good learner. And, even when one dies, one carries on in one's children. And luckily, I have children that will carry that on.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to me today. I can use a word that we've talked a lot about, and it has been a joy to meet you and to talk to you. And it's been a joy to listen to your answers to questions that maybe you didn't even want to answer. But I'm just so impressed by everything you've done for the church, by the people I know who adore you. I mean, it's kind of like a little cult, I think. Just love you.
And I didn't think I was forming a cult.
No, you've heard it from me. So it has been lovely to visit with you today. And
it's been great talking with you.
I hope that we can meet in person sometime.
I hope so too.
And I owe you a hug for being willing to talk to me today. And
don't worry, I'll collect on that now.
All right. And I also owe you a lot of respect because you remind me so much of my husband, and that makes me warm from head to toe. Thank you very, very much.
I really have appreciated this.
Have a good day.
You too.